I'm glad you ain't heard from her. So that's good. See
No,
out of your life.
no, I don't plan on hearing from her either. You know,
Right.
because I was talking to Richard a couple of days ago, and I told him that when I went into meditation, I found out that the whole concept of karma, it has conflict in it. And he said, "What do you mean?" Because he's a Jehovah's Witness, and they don't really go in deep. They just, this is karma, this is the concept, and this is what it means, and that's it. You know, but they don't delve into anything. As far as the way we do in meditation. And because I was wondering, where's this? I feel a weight on me, and I went into meditation, and what was shown to me is that my disappointment and my anger, which is not a real intense anger, it's just I don't really hold any anger towards her. I'm disappointed. Now, sometimes I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I just want to go down there and just beat her ass.
Right. I understand it.
I just want to go down there and just ring her doorbell and just beat her ass up.
Right.
And that's just and I'm not gonna justify it as that being a human thing. It's just that I don't like being mistreated. And considering everything that I lost, I lost everything. You know. However, I was the one who made that conscious decision. But all at the same time, it got me here at this beautiful place, and I found a peace of mind out here to the degree to where when I do miss my sons, I don't fall into this stage of sorrow to the point to where I'm crying. I miss my sons. I miss my sons. I'm reading all of that, and the only reason why I don't fall into that deep state of sorrow and missing my sons is because I love it, absolutely love it out here. So I'm learning a whole lot. But
That's why I'm glad that during the past month, those times when you was real frustrated with her, that every time I would tell you, man, despite what you're going through, stay there, man, because I definitely have noticed a lot of beautiful changes in you compared to how you were in Vegas for the past 4 or 5 years.
well, it's something that you told me that stayed with me, and I love you to death for that. When you say you're planted in Atlanta now, just bloom from there. I mean, that stayed with me, man. Every time I said, I'm going back to Las Vegas, I would hear you say, you're planted in Atlanta now, bloom from there. I'm like, ooh, man, if this brother was not in my life, boy, I don't know where I'd be today.
Well, I can say the same thing about you too. It's that it's mutual.
Yeah, big time, big time. And so, it's beautiful out here, and but what I was telling Richard, I told him, I said, this whole karma thing. I said, what I saw in meditation, there's a weight there. And he said, I had to explain it to him. I said, there's conflict there, and there's a weight there, weight, like a burden.
Yeah.
And he said, what do you mean? I'm like, it's almost like the whole concept of karma, wanting something to go down with someone who offended you. I said that puts you in a that puts you in a state of constant um, anger and disappointment because you want to see something, you want to see justice.
Yes, I trust me. That's the way that I deal with all the time when it regards to my possible. I be feeling that way too. I'm like, and it's like you said, the burden or whatever. I'm like, man, I don't want to feel this way.
Right. And so when I saw that, and then the universe said, what she puts in the universe will come back to her. And it said it 3 times. What she puts in the universe will come back to her. What she puts into the universe comes back to her. I'm like, okay, why are you saying this 3 times? Because in that saying, where are you involved in that? And I said, no place. Okay. Doesn't have anything to do with you. I'm like, that's it. You understand what I'm saying?
Keep explaining.
when a person puts things in the universe, regardless of who they do it to, what they put in the universe by way of their actions based on their moral standards, when that universe comes, when what comes back to them happens, has nothing to do with you. Now,
that's true.
Now, even though the Bible says, "And thou shalt know it, or thou shalt see it," I threw that away because even when they say "thou shalt see it," that goes in harmony with your desire for karma to happen in their life. And when you read into that, that keeps you angry, and that puts you in a constant state of hatred and anger. You want something bad to happen to them. So the universe said, just wish her well. Just let her go. Wish her peace and humility, because what she put in the universe is between her and the universe. And the only way that she can reconcile herself with the universe, of that, she has to first reconcile herself with what she did with the universe. And when she does that, if she calls you and apologizes, what good is her apology going to do to you if you do not accept it? And I said to myself, whoa, that's deep. So,
well, what about,
No, go ahead.
I said, well, okay, you saying that, what about the people like our fathers or whatever? I like I said, I feel that way every day. I want them to see something happen, but like, how do we reconcile that? Because people like that probably will never apologize, and even if they do, just like it's probably going to be half-hearted. So how do we deal with that?
You don't deal with it. You totally let them go. Because what they put in the universe is going to come back to them. It has nothing to do with us. And so once you get that understanding, you're able to say, oh, so this really, so what they did to me actually has nothing to do with me, even though they did it to me based on moral standards. So they have to reconcile themselves with righteous principles. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, you don't. You sure?
I don't know, man. I guess maybe I hold on to the pain. I'd be like, man, I want something bad to happen or whatever. I guess I feel like it'll be justified, but like it seems like sometimes I be wondering if people like him and yours is like impervious to judgment. Well, it's like they just keep getting by, keep being stupid, keep both. It's like when is this so-called God gonna judge them and make them suffer for all the pain they've inflicted?
That's the way.
At times I think about it like this. I know we talked about this before. I feel like let's say like he died with it. I feel like if anything, if I did cry, it'd be not because of I'm missing, but because of I feel like it's been a waste or whatever. Like what could have been, what should have been, and I never got to experience that.
That waste. Don't worry about what you haven't never got a chance to experience it, because obviously it wasn't destined for you to experience that. But the whole question, when you say when are they going to get theirs, when you say that to yourself, because I can say it because we used to always say that. When are they going to get theirs? When are they going to get theirs? And when you say that, and if you read into yourself and your own feelings and you see the visuals in your mind and your emotions and all of that, you're making yourself sick. And
that's true.
And you don't want to feel that way, regardless of how bad you want them to suffer for what they did. But what they did, in fact, has everything to do with only them and the reward that they're going to get from the universe. And the reward don't necessarily always mean something good. That's just like Malcolm has said in one of his speeches. He said, you haven't done the right thing by my people. And because you haven't done the right thing by my people, now I have to do the right thing by you. And so when someone does Josh wrong, even though they're doing it to you, their actions and their deed based on moral standards, they're sending that act to the universe. And that's going to come back on them. Now, as far as we are concerned, We don't like that. And the reason why we don't like it is because we wouldn't do it to other people based on our own moral standards.
Right.
Now, because we're better in that particular area, actually we should have the ability to let go. Because especially if we're not going to deal with these people anymore, then what's the point of holding on to what they did to us if we don't have any intention on furthering a relationship with these people? I mean, these things really came to me that night. Because if Salam was to come to me right now and say that she was sorry, I would tell her, I accept your apology, and actually, I'm happy for you. I'm actually happy for you right now. And if she said, what do you mean? Because what you put in the universe is not going to come back because you have reconciled yourself with the universe first. That's the only reason why you're able to come to me is because you have reconciled yourself with what you've done. You've made peace with the universe by recognizing that what you have done was wrong. And the only way that you can go to the other person and apologize to them, you have to first acknowledge within yourself and the universe that what you did was wrong. And when you reconcile that with yourself, only then will you be able to do what is right, and that's go by and ask for an apology. And then if that other person is still angry with you, all you can say is like, look, I just felt like I wanted to just apologize. I know you may hate me for the rest of my days for what I did, but I still would like to say that I'm sorry for everything that I said and did. Now, if we say I don't want to have anything to do with you, guess who the universe gonna deal with? It's gonna deal with us.
Yeah.
So this is what I was saying. You have to let it go. Now, this doesn't mean have a continuing relationship with them. Now, see, that's where choice comes in. Now, if you choose to continue to have a relationship with them, that's between you. And the circumstances is going to pretty much convince you if that would be healthy for you or not. Life is kind of complicated, But the whole thing, what I got from that, I'm like, if she was to come to me right now and apologize, I would accept it. And I would tell her, I'm very happy for you. Because now you've reconciled yourself with the universe. And that's the only reason why you're able to reconcile yourself with me. And I do accept your apology. And I give her a big hug. And if she says, can we still be friends? I'll tell her, yes, we can be friends. If she said, well, can you call me sometimes? Yeah, I'll call you sometimes. I'll do that. But I would never have a relationship with her. I wouldn't get close to her because we're two different entities. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And what I mean by that is that the things that she did to me, I would never do that to anybody else. And due to the fact that we have those two, you might as well say, internal distinctions as far as our potentials are concerned and how we treat people, I wouldn't allow myself to get close to her because I know what her potentials are. Even though she asked for an apology, that potential is still there.
Yeah.
Don't be totally stupid. Now as far as a friend is concerned, if she needs somebody to talk to, I don't have a problem with that. And no dating, no intimacy, none of that. I would show her what a real male friend is. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be trying to lay up with her and stuff like that because Salam has the potential to be extremely cruel. Extremely cruel. And when you have a person in your life that has that potential, it's almost like saying that cobra over there is a beautiful snake, but I know that it has the potential to harm me if I get too close to it.
Right.
I mean, that's pretty much what I'm saying. But when I was explaining that to Richard, he said, "Oh, okay, I see what you're saying." He said, "But you know, Salam, she done got back to doing her own thing, and she done moved on, and she's got this black dude had moved in, renting a room from her, and he's got this station wagon." I'm like, fine, you know, I'm happy for her. You know, she's gotten back to doing her thing, renting her room. She's gotten back to doing her. That's what she's all about. You know, but her intentions towards me was to have me come out there and be her savior to put her out of debt. And so when it all boils down to it, it was all about money. And I accept that and I move on. You know, but as far as like your dad is concerned and my dad is concerned, like I say, he pretty much killed that. You know, my dad pretty much nailed the coffin shut. And
yeah, that's how I feel about mine too.
Yeah, and by me knowing how he is all of his life, he has proven to me throughout my life that to get close to him is not healthy for me. It's not
healthy. It's suicide of your mind and emotions to be like that. That's why I extremely limited.
And so as time goes on, you go into the later parts of your life, and if you see that things have not gotten better, it only implies things have gotten worse. Even if things are the same, it still implies that things have gotten worse because things haven't changed. And so that's when self-love comes in. So if you do love yourself, do you continue to be in this person's life and allow them to hurt you when you know that this person is not going to change?
And you heard. I think one time, didn't I see you recording that one time, like a year ago? Well, I think you were recording, and he was. I don't know if he said that. He's like, because I know growing up, you used to always say, I ain't gonna change. I think I'm always right. Or I know I did see the recording. It was like a 30-minute recording. You was real frustrated. Because he was saying that I can't be no higher than him or something like that.
Yeah, he said you ain't never gonna be better than your father. And see, when a person is like that, it's like it's a contradiction to try to inspire me to do anything, but at the same time saying that I want you to be successful, even though you'll never be greater than me. And then I would look at a person like him. Well, if I'll never be greater than you, I might as well kill myself because you ain't shit.
Right.
You know, so he's full of contradiction, but most biblical people are.
Yeah, that's all he talk about all day. And even as a kid, he was like that. Bible. We never talked about women or how I was truly doing at school as far as people I was dealing with. Was always like law and order with him. That's why I guess I always started dealing with guys like you or whatever, because I could talk to you, I could be honest and vulnerable. That's what I'm saying. I could be like mentally and emotionally intimate. I never have been like that with him ever. That's why I guess I was saying a few minutes ago, I felt robbed or whatever. Even now, but it's something I got to reconcile, like you said. But I always felt robbed of what could have. I feel like he robbed himself of me. I'm like, you've been my mom. I was like, you've been my mom, but she apparently don't help you. I'm like, it's crazy how I'm the one person who can actually help you be better, but you've always denied that of me.
Yeah. So when.
And I guess in a way, like, you know, from what you tell me with your sons or whatever, I know you never, like the way me and you talk, you ain't never really just been able to just, from what you say or whatever, like with them, like how you are with me. So it's kind of like me and you kind of help heal each other's pain in our own way, you know.
Yeah, because you know, because of Deshaun and them's, you might as well say,
mom, yeah.
Not only they mom, but they condition, you might as well say.
Yeah.
You're really not going to get a lot of dialogue out of them, and what it is that I had to accept that because one of the things that I always told the creator is that I want to be able to have intellectual conversations with my children.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that wasn't supposed to transpire.
Yeah, because if it would have, it would have happened in the past 30 years, and it hasn't.
Yeah. And so I just accepted that and just moved on. You know, I don't hold on to what I wish could have happened and all of that, you know, because when you do that, that's like holding on to a piece of hot coal.
An answer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right.
When you understand that what people do, even though they do it directly towards you, what comes back to them is between the universe and what they did, not what they did to you. You understand what I'm saying?
I think I'm starting to get it now that you explained.
Yeah, and what they did to you, after it's over, you have to let that go as far as the effects of it doesn't put you in a position to where it puts a whole bunch of hatred and animosity in you, because hatred and animosity is unhealthy.
Yeah.
That's violence to yourself. Now, a lot of people may say, well, it's easy for you to say that. Yeah, it is easy. And I don't deny that it's hard to come to this understanding, you know. But the only way that you're going to be able to get to this state of being, you have to understand it. You know, you have to really have clarity on this. You know, and when I came out of a meditation on this, I'm like, okay. And so one of my posts on there, I said, I no longer even advocate or even have the slightest belief in the whole karma concept. Because the karma concept holds a weight of revenge and animosity and violence in it. And when you carrying that around, it's almost like you're waiting. You know, you're watching someone else's life and you're waiting for something bad to happen to them. What makes you different between them and what they did to you? You
become them.
Yeah, you're really not that much of a difference to them, even though what they did to you, they actually did it. But the effect of what they did has affected you. So that really doesn't make you that much of a distinction between them. Because they hurt, they are hurt, and they hurt you, now you're hurt. So, you know, regardless of who actually made the first blow, you're still in the same prison cell. So, if you're really a survivor, you're able to say, I'm just going to walk away from it. I'm not going to hold no animosity. And the only way that you are able to do that, you have to be people like us who go into meditation and find out what that truth is, because ain't no Bible, ain't no Quran, ain't no Talmud, ain't none of that going to explain it to you. You have to find out that within yourself, because that level of understanding is strictly for your life and you, in order for you to, you know, to accept the healing and move forward.
You're right.
And you know, this is the reason why I was saying that if she reconciles herself with what she did, and then she tells the universe, I was wrong, and if she looks for me or go next door to Richard and tell Richard, you know, ask Richard, where's David? Do you have David's number? Because I done already told Richard, if she does that, don't give her my number. You know, but I told Richard I will use your discretion if she ever asks for my number. I would like to know why. You know, because I didn't leave anything to her house. I didn't damage anything. So why would you be looking for me? You know, the only reason why I would tell him that it's okay for her to have my number, it has to be for reconciliation. If it's not for reconciliation, don't give her my number at all. You know, Now, if she was to call me, like I said before, I would accept her apology, and we could be friends, but very limited friends, because like I say, I know her potential and I know what she's capable of.
Right.
Well, could we go out sometimes? No, I don't really see. I don't really see why, because I'm not in the same category with your other male friends, and I told her I'll never be a part of that community, never. So what's the point? But that's pretty much it, And so what you have to do is understand that sitting around waiting for something bad to happen to somebody, free yourself from that. Because what they put out there, that's gonna come back anyway.
Right.
And like I said, that's between them and the universe alone.
I guess a lot of times us wishing, one, that's like us trying to play God or play the universe, and we don't, we get that intelligence to be able to come up with something. Not the word to be perfect, or we can do it. It's gonna be janky and messed up, or where the universe or God, whatever people want to consider the universe, it's gonna be like it's gonna bring a level of peace, at least for us.
Well, with us, it would be far more brutal.
Yeah, it would be.
See, because like I said, sometimes, not too long ago, sometimes I wish I could just go down there and just knock on her door and just beat her ass.
Yeah, I was thinking about that last night. Like, man, we'll come every time we want something. When it's some karma, it's always violence or whatever.
And see,
you're right. Well, the universe is far more ingenious than we are.
Right. It's far. See, because nobody knows how to hit you more better than the universe, because the universe knows everything about you.
Right.
And the only thing that we can do is physically harm somebody, and they'll heal from that. So you really haven't accomplished anything. And then if you don't want them to heal from it, then you kill them, and then they won't feel anything. So you lose.
Lose out there after that.
You lose all around. All around you lose. So you want to know how you win? You let it go and you move forward with your life. And you say, peace be with you. You know what I'm saying? Peace be with you, and you move forward. And you just leave it at that. You leave it alone. Because the whole karma, it's going to come back on you. It's going to come back on you. And while you're saying that, read into yourself. You're angry. You're hateful. You're you're full of revenge. You're suffering.
It's a literal weight on your chest.
Absolutely. As far as the best way to deal with your thing with your father is like I say, the whole karma concept, just throw that away. Just totally die to it, because it carries a weight on it. It's almost like watching our fathers climb this mountain, and we looking up at them, hoping that they'll make a bad move and fall.
You ain't never lied.
And then when you read yourself, you say, you know what? The universe said, you know what? You worse than him. You worse than him. And it's equivalent to me saying I want my father to die. You know what? You don't have to want him to die. You don't have to want him to die. You want to know why? Because you don't have to have anything further to do with him to make you feel like that. So even die to that. And be careful, because if his existence causes you to feel like that, stay away from him.
Right.
Keep yourself safe from people who make you feel like that, because that's not right. That puts you in the position to where you're actually compromising or going in opposition of what's really sitting up in your spirit. You don't really want to feel that way about your father, because who does? But simply because they make you feel in opposition of what's sitting up in your nature. And when you see them and they are not going to change that, and they tell you, I ain't changing a damn thing. When they tell you that, whether verbally or in a resistance, in order to protect yourself, you just got to leave their asses alone. You just got to leave them alone.
Right.
I mean, it's almost like even in the Bible, how the Creator kept sending, who was it? Abraham back and forth into Sodom and Gomorrah. Was that Abraham?
Abraham and Lot.
Yeah. When he kept sending him, when God said, I'm going to destroy the city. And he said, you're going to kill all them people in there? He said, oh, okay. I'll tell you what. If you could send, you know the story. If you could find 20 people in there that are righteous, I'll save the city. Couldn't find 20, couldn't find 10, couldn't find 5, couldn't find 1. He said, oh, okay. Now I see why you're going to destroy him. So the whole thing is simply because the people refuse to change, that's why they caught the wrath. So basically what I'm saying, if Salam doesn't reconcile her differences, if our fathers doesn't reconcile their differences, not solely with us, but if they don't reconcile their evil with the universe, it's something that they have to deal with. But we can't be sitting around waiting for, come and say you sorry to me, give me satisfaction. You know what? After all of that is done, believe it or not, you don't really have anything to do with you. It really doesn't. Your responsibility is to accept it and move forward. And not hold any hatred or animosity. Because if you hold any hatred and animosity, if they make peace with what they've done, and the universe can come to you, and if you're still angry, guess who the universe is going to do? So that's what really letting go and moving forward means, And so this is the reason why I was telling Richard, if she comes over there and asking for my number, ask her, why do you want to contact him? And he told me to ask you, for what reason? He didn't take anything out of your home. He didn't damage your home. Why is it that you want his number? And, he asked me to ask you that. And if she says, well, I need to apologize to him, then go ahead and give her my number. And it's not that I want her to apologize to me in reference to going ahead and giving her my number. I'm just giving her the opportunity to make herself right with what she did. Because before a person is in a position to call you after they've reconciled their differences with what they did, you should have already by then let go of it. And instead of waiting for them to reconcile what they did to you, and then you're able to let go. No, you're supposed to have already let go of that. And if you already let go of that, then it makes it easy for the both of you. When she comes and she says, look, I'm sorry for what happened, I wasn't myself, and blah, blah, blah. Oh, it's no problem. I let it go. Because I can't hold on to anything like that. But I am very happy that you've reconciled yourself with the universe with what you did. And just leave it at that. But that's pretty much it, man. That's how you deal with the whole karma thing. Because that karma thing is not healthy. It's not healthy. I mean, it's the same as a Christian wishing somebody go to hell. Man, you're gonna go to hell, man. You're gonna go to hell, man. God will deal with you. Blah blah blah. It's almost as like you said earlier. It's almost like being a narcissist.